Jey Uso playing Roman Reigns, real reason why Brock Lesnar hates Bray Wyatt. Paul Heyman brutally bashed. Roman Reigns allegedly lies about WWE legend Cody Rhodes' wife getting involved in feud with Roman Reigns. The Usos crosses major a milestone ahead of WrestleMania 39. WWE legend claims AEW trio are better than Roman Reigns and the Usos. Let's jump right into it. Real reason why Brock Lesnar hates Bray Wyatt. One of the biggest stories heading into WrestleMania has been about Brock Lesnar refusing to face Bray Wyatt. The next match was the topic of discussion on the latest episode of The Wrestling Outlaws, and EC3 spoke at length about Bray Wyatt's underwhelming WWE return. As things stand, Brock Lesnar is set to face Omos at WrestleMania 39, while Bray Wyatt is on course for a singles match against Bobby Lashley. However, recent reports stated that it was Lesnar who was supposed to face Wyatt at Mania, but the Beast Incarnate turned down the match, and EC3 revealed the possible reason behind his decision. Carter explained that while it was unfortunate, Brock Lesnar might not have bought into Bray's creative vision, which has been criticized online for being overly complicated. Lesnar is visibly picky about the people he works with, and EC3 feels the former Universal Champion might not have seen much value in Bray Wyatt's storyline. It is unfortunate, but maybe Brock is particular. Maybe Brock just didn't see the value in the story. He doesn't understand it himself, so what is there to do with it? Revealed the former WWE star. Carter further clarified that he liked how WWE reintroduced Bray Wyatt last year as the company put together an elaborate yet well-crafted narrative leading up to his comeback. Wyatt's early momentum, sadly, all seems lost now, as EC3 added. It is unfortunate Bray's comeback was so well thought out and developed and put together. It was almost like somebody from outside of the WWE bubble was responsible for pushing those unique things and intricate things to deliver a giant response. The wrestling fraternity hasn't seen many supernatural characters, with Bray Wyatt being one of the rarest success stories of the past decade. As per EC3, Wyatt portrayed a unique gimmick that didn't need to be overexposed on TV. Wyatt's content is unlike anything wrestling fans have seen before, and Carter wasn't surprised that WWE had seemingly started to run out of ideas in an attempt to keep Bray relevant. EC3 also noted that wrestling stars like Wyatt needs to be treated like special attractions instead of forcing them to come up with new angles every week. I think one issue with a character like Bray and his depth and foresight is that he is an attraction more than something you see every week. When you're delivering a plus material, and you're there every week, you're running out of things real fast, continued EC3. Especially when you're unique and you're trying to exist in reality, but at the same time, there are some supernatural elements. Like, there is always so much to do, like you might be better off being portrayed as an attraction that you don't see often. Did Brock Lesnar do the right thing by rejecting a match against the Eater of Worlds? Sound off in the comments section below. Paul Heyman brutally bashed. Paul Heyman lost the respect of former WWE writer Vince Russo following an alleged conversation with Vince McMahon in the 1990s. Heyman's former promotion, Extreme Championship Wrestling, often exchanged talent with McMahon's WWE. According to Russo, McMahon once asked if the Dudley Boys wanted to join his company from ECW. Speaking on their behalf, Heyman said the legendary tag team were uninterested. Russo worked as WWE's head writer in the late 1990s. On Sportskeeda Wrestling's Writing with Russo, he said Heyman behaved selfishly because he wanted the Dudley Boys to remain in ECW. These guys would now have an opportunity to make 10 times the amount of money in the WWE, and he was trying to prevent that from happening so he could keep them, Russo said. That really peed me off because you're going to keep these guys from making money that they never made before in the wrestling business because you want to keep them at ECW. At that point in time, man, I really lost a lot of respect for Paul because it was very selfish. Lower to mid-card WWE superstars sometimes appeared in ECW if Vince McMahon could not find a spot for them on television. As part of the agreement, Paul Heyman occasionally sent ECW talent to work for WWE. Vince Russo watched the ECW product and gave feedback to McMahon about possible future WWE stars. The understanding was if we had talent, like underneath talent that wasn't getting a lot of TV time and stuff like that, we would send them to ECW. In turn, when we wanted somebody, Paulie would send them to the WWE. Vince McMahon couldn't name 3 people on the ECW roster, so I kept my eye on them and there were some acts that I really liked. More than 2 decades on, Heyman still plays a vital role on WWE programming as an on-screen character. The 57-year-old serves as special counsel to undisputed WWE Universal Champion Roman Reigns. Do you think Paul Heyman was selfish? Or was he simply making a business decision? Let us know in the comments section below. Roman Reigns allegedly lies about WWE legend. Roman Reigns has broken one record after the other in his historic reign as the undisputed WWE Universal Champion. He will now be facing Cody Rhodes for his prize championship at WrestleMania 39. The two had a remarkable promo on SmackDown last week where they talked about Dusty Rhodes. However, the remarks made by Reigns during the segment were not true. Roman Reigns stated that Cody Rhodes' father never talked about him and was always more inserted in seeing Reigns' progress. He insinuated that Cody did not mean much to his late father and that the American Dream considered the tribal chief as his top priority. Dave Meltzer of the Wrestling Observer stated that Reigns' remarks had no truth and were lies. He said that Dusty Rhodes was very much interested in Cody's career and would be emotionally affected if the American Nightmare was booked to lose in WWE. For the record, from people who worked with him daily, they would say that Dusty's mood for the week was mostly built around if Cody was getting a push on Raw or not. If Cody was used well, Dusty would be in a great mood all week, and if he wasn't used well, Dusty would be in a bad mood all week, said Meltzer. Cody Rhodes returned to WWE at WrestleMania 38 and has been on a dream run since his return. Rhodes has been undefeated in singles contest and won the 30-man Royal Rumble as well. However, it is doubtful that he will win at WrestleMania, as Meltzer suggested that Roman Reigns will defend the WWE Universal title in May. You know, the American Dream's son wins in Arabia. That's an ironic twist, but I don't expect that to happen. But Roman will probably defend against somebody there, said Meltzer. Despite who wins at WrestleMania, there is no doubt that the match will be spectacular. The current plan is for the match to headline the second night of WrestleMania Hollywood. Cody Rhodes' wife getting involved in feud with Roman Reigns. While addressing his upcoming WWE WrestleMania match against Roman Reigns, Cody Rhodes did not rule out the possibility of seeing his wife, Brandi Rhodes, getting involved in his feud with the Bloodline. Cody returned to in-ring action last January after several months of absence to win the 2023 Men's Royal Rumble match. He will now square off against Roman Reigns in an undisputed WWE Universal Championship match in the main event of WrestleMania 39. Over the past few weeks, Cody had verbal exchanges with Reigns' wise man Paul Heyman, in which the latter referenced the American Nightmare's wife, Brandi. In a recent interview with Out of Character, Cody addressed the possibility of seeing Brandi getting involved in his feud with the Bloodline. He pointed out that he and his wife prefer to do things separately from a professional standpoint. We always from a professional standpoint. I don't know if a lot of people know this. We always wanted to do everything separately. She very much can defend herself and can fight her own battles. Very separate in that, he said. However, he disclosed that he did not rule out her getting involved in the storyline. No doubt, because I always love your show being out of character, the name of the show Out of Character, whereas for me, there's no difference between in character me and out of character me. It's just me. And part of that is the people who surround me, you know, the people close to me in my real life are also close to me on screen. So I wouldn't rule it out, but she absolutely loves watching what I'm doing. She's got some stuff that she's working on secretly unrelated and I ain't gonna spoil it. But definitely never say never, Cody added. In March 2011, Brandi Rhodes signed a developmental contract with WWE. She briefly worked as a ring announcer and competed just once before requesting her release and leaving in December of that same year. About 2 years later, Brandi returned to the Stanford-based company. She continued working as a ring announcer for 3 years before requesting her release again and leaving alongside her husband in May 2016. The Usos crosses a milestone ahead of WrestleMania 39. The Usos, alongside the Bloodline, have made history in WWE as the most dominant tag team in the 21st century. Recently, Jimmy and Jey crossed another massive milestone as they crossed 600 days as champion. In 2021, Jimmy and Jey reunited in WWE. They fell in line by joining the Bloodline and winning the SmackDown Tag Team Championships from the Mysterios at that year's Money in the Bank Premium Live event. The twins dominated the SmackDown Tag Team division and soon went to the Red brand. In May 2022, they feuded with RK Bro and won the Raw Tag Team Championships to unify both titles. As of March 10, 2023, the duo crossed 600 days as SmackDown Tag Team Champion. The Usos have joined a list of elite tag teams, including the New Day and Demolition, who have held the title for over 400 days in one reign. The duo can set more records down the line if they successfully walk out of WrestleMania 39 as champions. Last year, the Usos set several new records as champions. It will be interesting to see which team or two superstars will unite to take the gold away from the Bloodline. Fans believe Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn could reunite to dethrone the Usos at WrestleMania 39. Last Monday, Jey Uso shocked the world when he turned on Sami Zayn and reunited with Jimmy Uso after Roman Reigns gave main event Jey an ultimatum on returning to the group. On the latest episode of SmackDown, Jey and Jimmy Uso arrived together for the show and were greeted by Paul Heyman. However, the tribal chief was nowhere to be seen as Jey wanted to meet up with the undisputed WWE Universal Champion. In the final segment of the night, the Usos came out together for the first time in weeks. Jey explained his actions to the crowd on why he turned on Sami Zayn. Later, Cody Rhodes appeared to confront the team. However, Rhodes was joined by Sami Zayn, who sneaked up on the longest reigning tag team champions. The two superstars took out the Usos and threw them over the top to close the show. Do you think the Usos and Zayn and Owens will headline WrestleMania 39 Night 1? Sound off in the comments section below. WWE legend claims AEW trio are better than Roman Reigns and the Usos. WWE Hall of Famer Jake the Snake Roberts recently claimed that AEW's Kenny Omega and the Young Bucks are better than the Bloodline. The Bloodline is currently the most dominant faction in the Stamford-based company. The undisputed WWE Universal Champion, Roman Reigns, has held the title for over 900 days. Meanwhile, the Tribal Chief's cousins, the Usos, surpassed 600 days as tag team champions. Despite this, Jake the Snake Roberts believes that AEW's The Elite are better than Reigns and the Usos. Oh, Kenny and the Bucks without a doubt. I think Kenny Omega is F-King unbelievable. He is F-King on spot. I don't like a lot of stuff the Young Bucks do, but brother, they're doing it and getting away with it, he said. Roman Reigns and the Bloodline are currently feuding with multiple superstars at the same time, including Kevin Owens, Sami Zayn, and Cody Rhodes. After winning the 2023 Men's Royal Rumble match, the American Nightmare will go head-to-head against the Tribal Chief for the undisputed WWE Universal Championship at WrestleMania 39. In an interview with Out of Character, Rhodes explained why he is the one who can dethrone Reigns. At some point somebody's gonna ask me why it's me to do the impossible, if I was able to do the impossible. And really honestly, how I look at everything in terms of my thing as a wrestler, my calling card as a wrestler, is I take things that people say cannot be done and I do them. And if you have any doubt about that, take a look at where I've been for the last, what is it now, been 7 years. He added, when the goalposts move, I still put it through. And for in another situation like this, where hilariously bets against me once more, fair enough. At this point everyone should know try not to bet against me, because if you do and you're loud enough about it, I don't care how far the field goal is, I'm gonna put it through, he said. Jey Uso playing Roman Reigns. The wrestling world has come up with another interesting theory in the current Bloodline storyline involving Roman Reigns, Sami Zayn, and other top names. This past Monday night on Raw, Jey betrayed Sami Zayn to return to his family. However, fans on Twitter aren't completely convinced by the tag team champions' heel turn. Taking to Twitter, fans pointed out that Jey is playing Reigns and had no other option but to betray Zayn for the sake of his brother Jimmy Uso. The Tribal Chief recently gave Jimmy a final warning to get his brother, Jey, back on the Bloodline. Roman Reigns was recently picked as the Male Wrestler of the Year for 2022 by Hugo Savinovich. Speaking on Sportskeeda Wrestling's Unscripted, Savinovich briefly discussed Reigns' current run and put him in the #1 spot. He said, "Yeah, no question about it. I mean, I got so much heat even when he wasn't on top, even when Vince was pushing him at the wrong time, so I gotta go with the Samon culture. I gotta go with the Bloodline. I gotta go with Roman Reigns. Chris Jericho would be a tough contender, but I think what Roman has done with Paul Heyman and the storyline of the Bloodline, if it wasn't because of that we would be just in the middle of a soap opera with Vince McMahon and other stuff. So Roman has to go. Roman is #1. Reigns was absent from this week's episode of SmackDown despite a huge development in the Bloodline's current storyline. The Tribal Chief will be defending his undisputed WWE Universal Championship against Cody Rhodes at WrestleMania 39. However, expect him to deal with the family business simultaneously. Do you think Jey Uso made the right choice by going back to the Bloodline? Sound off in the comments section.
I can feel the blood creeping up from the heathens. Got will, got fight, got pride, got reason. If they wanna go eat, then you know I'm gon' feed them. If you're coming for me, hope you're ready for a demon. I got eyes in the back of my head, I'm seeing. Take